Hey everybody. Hey everybody, it's Jen in Canada. Um, just coming on here live. Haven't for a while. I've been slow on editing videos. I've been recording some stuff of cooking and that. And yard work, but life, even though we've been in lockdown during this pandemic, we've been stay at home. It's been kind of busy. There was lots of yard work that needed to get done. There's still so much yard work. Planting a garden, planting the garden at the community garden, then still managing doctor's appointments. We've gone to CHEO for blood work and IV iron and stuff. So there's been there's been a lot of just staying at home. And I don't know about you, but getting a little bit of cabin fever for some of it too. And usually more so on the beginning. Well, it's at the beginning of the week when, like, because my husband still he's at home, so everybody's been home since March 12th. He has been working from home, and they're planning to be working from home till like another 6 months or so. Who knows? But they've put a plan in order that with the federal government, since they are small confined spaces and stuff, it's going to be longer until they go back to the office. But here, we've just got into stage 2. Like, so it's stage 1 was everybody, stay at home, go to the grocery store, pharmacy. There was takeout services. Restaurants were not open for sit-down restaurants. There was no hair salons, no dentists, no nothing unless it was emergency. Doing a live stream. I can take Peter. Hey, Food Forest Permaculture, how's it going? How's BC doing? We just are switching as of Friday to level 2, which has now allowed certain things to be open. Over the past 4 weeks or so, more businesses have been able to open up, but not the malls. Not all the businesses had to have their own entrances, and there was major things that had to be put in place before they were allowed to open, like barriers at the caches, limited amount of people in the store, people wearing masks. Well, the mask things is up. It's recommended, but each individual store, some are making customers wear masks, and some are just recommending it. Those that are making customers wear masks are either providing a free mask or a fairly cheap mask, usually a reusable cloth mask for a few dollars, up to like $5 or $6 or $10, like, some of them, depending on that they made them to be given out, or a disposable mask for like $1, because that's the cost of them right now. Like at Costco, 50 things of masks is like $39 or $50. No, I don't know anybody with the flu. But we did so where I live on my street, there is a nursing home, a retirement home down the way on my street. And last week there was a notice that there was an outbreak of it. But my friend who's a nurse said that once the notice was out, though those cases were already being reconciled. So because sometimes the results were coming in after they were starting to feel better. So that's the good thing. So far, nobody, knock on wood, has been sick. Nobody has really left the house. I have a friend of mine, their neighbors, both of them were sick at the beginning of this thing in March because they had come back from down south for the winter, and they were sick. One was sick to be hospitalized, one was sick to be home, but they both have come back home. So, but Ottawa has been keeping it really good. Like I think we had 30 cases in total, and 19 of those were in long-term care homes, and only like a couple hospitalized. So cold, wet, and windy. Okay, here it's been we had like 2 week, well, week and a half where it was like really hot, like 35, 40 degrees Celsius, where it was like, oh my God, where did this come from? Like in the middle of May, and then it's cooled down a bit, but right now it's about 18, 22 degrees Celsius, and then goes down to about 8 at night. So there's been that. So that's good. I've got my garden mostly planted. Here we don't plant until after the May long weekend, um, because we could have frost the first week of June. Like last year, we had frost, I think June 2nd or 3rd. So I still have some seeds I want to still plant. So I'm planting more this year at home than I did before, because I'm home. And my plans for the summer, we usually go away in August, and that's usually prime harvest season for the things that I tend to plant, which is like tomatoes and stuff. But our original plan, which we've already paid for, is probably going to be canceled. We're still waiting there. We had booked a cruise, that we paid for like a year and a half ago, and because you have to book that far away for, even you have to save up for it, and we've already paid for it, but I don't think that cruise line is going to be running it or be able to fly anywhere. But if we get the credit for it, that's fine. We'll put it towards another one at another date. Everyone at the hospital said the same thing, that there was no one who had died here. Nothing in the morgue, and the meat wagons that were bought was never used. Well, here we've been good. Toronto has been hit bad. So for Ontario, we just got a order. We're moving up to phase two for everywhere except for the Greater Toronto area, where almost all the new cases are happening. Where we've had about 30 new cases. Hardly when it first came out, when we first were started lockdown beginning of March, our hospitals were at 120% before that because of the flus, like the normal flu season. They and also all the surgeries and all that stuff. So they had stopped all elective surgery. We're only doing emergency surgeries or things that really needed to be done. All treatments in the hospital were stopped unless it was urgent. Like Abby's IV iron has been in the hospital. All the rest have been put on hold. Appointments have been virtual. We've been doing it through video or phone calls. Everything was stopped and put that, and that went from the hospitals being 120% capacity to being 80% capacity at the height, 80 to 90% capacity at the height, when this all came, when everybody was coming back from the US, from all the snowbirds. We had stopped, we put the lockdown just before our Canadian March break, so we didn't go out and catch it and all come back. So it was all those people that came back with it. Um, we were at like 90, 89% capacity here in all of our hospitals. And then now we're at about 50. We had specific COVID units set up, and he even had a backup ones in at a couple schools or community centers. Those were being used for testing and stuff like that. Our hardest thing was getting the tests, so that we could test people. So first, they were only testing people who had symptoms and had traveled. So there was a few people that got sick, um, that didn't get tested until later on because they hadn't traveled, but they were, I guess, in contact with somebody who had it. So right now, they're encouraging people to get tested, if they have symptoms or if they think they might have been in contact, because we have a few more, the tests are more readily available. But depending on the test, if it's just the throat swab, it's not as reliable as the nose one or something. But I'm not going to get necessarily tested unless I'm sick. Like, I'm not going to go waste somebody's time, because the chances are going to the places, these COVID testing centers, where people think that they are sick, you're more in chance of getting sick by going there. We have been doing online orders of food for delivery, from a restaurant distributor, that was just distributing to restaurants, but then those restaurants cut down um, orders because they were only doing takeout, not sit down restaurants. So they opened up to the public. So I've been doing a bit. I've done that twice. I've ordered meat from a butcher once before, just before this pandemic happened. I had ordered meat, and then I just ordered last week meat again. Like, it's not like a cow, but it's like 100. I think it was like I did $130 worth of meat, just because I'm not going to the stores to get the sales. Every week and a half or so, I have my friends might message me that they're going to the store. If I need anything from that specific store, I'll give them a list. I have one friend who has been going to Costco every 2 weeks the past 2 months. So anything I need from Costco, I can get that. I've ordered a lot through Amazon subscriptions of things that were the same prices at the store, just so that I can get once a month. And I won't have to worry about it. Like feminine products, I've had that on order, um, and cat litter, because and have that on order, and like cat food. So the cat's fine, and some snacky things. Um, the flu kills people every year, but this year we don't see any. Well, here, so this is the thing: the flu killed more people this winter, than COVID has so far. But I think what's been scaring everybody with this COVID flu is that it can go from tolerable sickness to really bad, like that, really fast with some people. And some people, they'll have it mild. Most people have it mild. But anybody who has an immune compromise or who is older, or that, they can have complications. And same with children too. They've been finding that the flu itself causes something else, to happen, another disease. So, with Abby's case, since her immune's already compromised with the low iron, and this winter, she had gotten a couple colds more than she normally did. It's usually, like, when she's been healthy, she's the one that never gets sick. But this winter she got sick, so we don't want to necessarily take any chances to add to her thing. So we've been trying to stay at home. My husband has not left the house since March 12th. um, he's been teleworking from home. He's crossed the street to get the mail, a couple times. Usually he sends the girls. He's gone in the backyard. um, and we've gone outside. We've gone in the backyard and the front yard. The girls have gone for a walk a couple of times. But of course, making sure social distancing. This Friday, they've now increased our bubbles to 10 people instead of 5. Still social distancing. Still, um, still no parties, and still even weddings and funerals to 10 people, um, is max social distancing. A few more things are being opening up, like restaurants are now allowed to have patios open, but not sit down restaurant. I don't know how that'll necessarily work, because not all restaurants are set up for that. But I miss going out to restaurants. Um, Now we have been still doing takeout. Not We've been doing it about once every 2 weeks. But our takeout options that are available for delivery is limited because there's just not a lot of delivery options in our area with Uber Eats or Skip the Dishes and stuff compared to the places that we used to go to sit down. The places we used to go to sit down don't deliver. Like you can't get all you can eat sushi. Now I can order sushi. We did that last week. And it was good, but not like doing the all you can eat sushi stuff. They're saying the government looks dumb. Well, here in my area, people are taking it seriously. Because in my area we've had a lot of senior residences, and we've been seeing those type of cases dying, you know, and that's not what we want. Now, I think the government needed to lock down the country faster and more serious things than just tell everybody to wear. If they had told everybody just to wear masks at the beginning, we might not be here right now. If everybody was wearing masks from the beginning versus them saying, well, I don't know if it's really that effective. It's more of to protect the other people. It's not really to protect you, blah, 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 blah. If they just said us max security for 4 weeks, we might have been able to like nip it all in the butt. But since they were slow at getting a lot of things moving, I think has made things drag on longer. I have not. I would love to life going back to normal as what it was before March, but I don't think it will ever go back to that for a very long time until there's a shot for it, immunization for it, because it still is affecting people. And the scary part is it's affecting so many more in the States. And we are an hour away from the border where we live. Most of my neighborhood tends to drive down to the States every once in a while, do some, grocery shopping or whatever. And those numbers that are in New York scare the crap out of me. First thing to happen in the North was 11 trillion to be robbed from the stock market. Children learn at home from a computer are exposed to 5G. Houses, skyscrapers. Yeah, well, construction. So in our area, new construction was halted, but any existing construction, as long as there was social distancing allowed, able to be done, was continued. Yes, and school has been officially canceled till like September. I don't know if Abby's going to get her credit because she was already doing a work from at your own pace course. So I don't know if she'll get it because she still has not been feeling well. Like today, she's not eating supper, so she was not feeling well. She had lunch. Actually today she had breakfast, which was leftover pasta, and lunch, which we had a rice salad bowl, and then she had a muffin this afternoon. So she had enough, I guess, food. But I made steak for supper and double stuffed potatoes and onions and salad, and she's not having it. At least not right now. I shut down except house building. It kept going. That's strange that folks can work in the same house and buildings. Yeah. Well, I think that they were having the social distancing, the whole 2 meter apart, like in construction. If you've ever seen anybody build a house, somebody's doing the framing over here, somebody's doing the framing over here. They're not necessarily side by side. But yeah. And if you're doing it with the machines, like if you're in a skyscraper with the big, crane, you're in your own little box anyways. But yeah, they are. What the good thing is that they're doing a lot of the road construction right now that was already pre-planned. that has been given a go recently. And though that type of thing, you can do social distancing. But good thing is that we don't have the traffic on those roads, so it's not causing as much of a problem for people. And also the traffic at first, like 6 weeks ago when we went to Chio, going from my place to Chio was done in like 15, 20 minutes. Because there was no traffic on the highway, nothing. There was cars, but there was no traffic. This past time on Friday, since they had just opened up a few other stores. So only stores that were really open was hardware stores, grocery stores, pharmacies. There was no Winners, no Michaels. All those stores were open for curbside pickup. So you had to go onto their website. Some of them didn't really have websites that you could order from. Go onto the website or call them and order stuff. Last week or a week before, they had just opened up, like the beginning of June, they had just opened up some of those stores, like Winners and Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever, if they had an outside entrance. So not the ones in the mall, because they had to go through the mall and be congested that way. But if they had an outside entrance and a single type store, they could open up. And also the thrift stores just started opening up now. And how the thrift stores are handling things is, as donations come in, they put the donations in one section on like Monday, donations on Tuesday, donations Wednesday, and then by Thursday they can start to organize the donations that came in on Monday. And that way, if there was any virus on them, they would have been eliminated, as well as the staff are wearing gloves while touching things and masks and taking as many precautions as possible. There you go. Don't let the COVID get you. I have to go and count raindrops. Okay. Yes, so I've been doing a lot is planting stuff. My asparagus came back from last year, and some of it, most of it, and my strawberries came back from last year. So they were hopefully we'll get. I had one serving of asparagus from my garden, um, that came back because it's like the second or third year. So next year I should actually get asparagus for one meal for everybody versus just for myself. And my strawberries, hopefully, if the squirrels and that don't get them, we'll hopefully have strawberries. Also, I just got rhubarb. Again, I had rhubarb once from my friend like 8 years ago, but it was planted not in a great area, and it was shaded, and I think got eaten by the squirrels. So this year she gave me two plants of it, two small plants. I could have split it to further, but I wanted to keep it as healthy as clumps this year. Maybe next year I'll split it. I got now two in my front garden with all the flowers and stuff. But I'm taking on a new challenge this month in trying to do some menu planning. So this is the thing. During this lockdown period, I have not been menu planning as much. I get into a rhythm of doing it for 1 week, but then it's like I don't know. I think my head's not in the game. My head is not in the game. But not having a plan makes me not utilize my food properly, leads to wastage. And since I'm not going to the grocery store on a regular basis, like every Thursday or every second Thursday or whatever, I don't know when I'm going to get more food. Now, if I don't have friends going to the store, I will go to the store. But I'm not going to go to the store when I run out of milk. I'm going to go to the store when I run out of milk, run out of eggs, run out of bread. When there's more than one thing, I'm not going to go to the store for one thing. So this next week, I'm trying to get back to basics of menu planning, go back to planning things, get back to doing more videos, maybe editing some. I've just been in a funk. I've been just emotionally drained that even after I'm doing a video, I haven't had time to squish it together and produce it and send it out here. So I figured it's been a long time, so I wanted to come in here and do a live stream to tell you I'm okay. Everybody is healthy. All things considered, Abby's still dealing with iron stuff, but we're all healthy. And we are all okay. So financially, um, income hasn't changed coming in, so that's good. So Jeff's working from home, but he's working more hours. Before he'd leave and be at work for like 9:30, and then he'd get off work about 5:36, and then get home about 6:30. Now he starts work somewhere around 8:39, maybe 9:30, but he starts and he goes to like 6:30, 7 sometimes. Sometimes and sometimes he doesn't even get a lunch, even though he plans for lunch. So I have to send him food downstairs. The good thing is that we're having hot lunches together, like we're having lunch together as a family 90% of the time, and we're having suppers together as a family. Not 90% of the time, 95% of the time. Except if somebody's not feeling well. Like today, two girls were not feeling well. Jeff and I had supper together. Then Rowan just came down and had hers. And Abby's supper is going to go in the fridge. Just because she's just not going to eat it unless it's like 10 o'clock tonight or something. But she did have lunch with us, so there is that. So the food that we're eating now is a little bit different than what we were eating when he was going to work. Now that everybody's home, we have more time to do more labor intensive meals, but also I've found we need to have fairly quick lunches because if we have doctor's appointments online or Abby has to do something online with the school, um, we need to have something ready in 30 minutes to eat. So whether that's leftovers or leftovers repurposed, that is what we're doing. Oh, some heartburn. Um, so with my meat order, I had ordered the Slipikoff's meat market downtown had a 75th anniversary sale. So they had these burgers for 75 cents each. So I got like 20 burgers. So we have burgers. So if I cook up a bunch of burgers, like if I cook up 8 burgers one day, we'll have lunch burgers one day, not the next day, but then the third day. Because we don't like having the leftovers the very next day. But even then, I have a few proteins that will be cooked up that people can pick and choose their preferred leftovers versus everybody having the same thing. Then supper is usually oh, supper is usually a new meal, and I purposely make extras. Like today, I had steak, so everybody had a steak. I got the steaks at the meat place. They were $5 baseball steaks. So tonight's meal was a more expensive meal because it's $5 per person. And I made double stuffed potatoes, and I made salad, just plain salad, nothing crazy. Um, but using those cheaper ingredients to go with the more expensive steak. We don't eat steak every day. Tomorrow we'll be using excuse me, rotisserie chicken for supper and lunch. The same chicken going to be for both, I think. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it though. But I got it from my friend went and got it when she was at Costco. So gotta use it up. And also tomorrow is garbage day. So I have to clean up it's a good day to clean out the fridge of any bits of leftovers that have been forgotten that are still good. I can repurpose it. But any ones that aren't still good, just I throw in the green bin. I recycle it. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling emotionally drained a lot of days. There's just so much information about COVID and the pandemic and health issues and everything and the uncertainties of things. It makes my head spin more, and it's hard to relax. So, but I hope to encourage you all to just take a few moments for self care, to relax, and just breathe. And hopefully, life with you is looking up. Hopefully, in your area, the cases are not many. So, as I was saying, our income hasn't changed coming in, but our income that we're spending on food has increased a bit because I have to get delivery, so there's usually a delivery cost. Some of them have delivery costs. Some have I have to spend a certain amount to get free delivery, and some things are comparable to this grocery store. Some are cheaper. Some are more expensive. So depends on what we need. Like for example, a lot of times with the fresh vegetables, um, I'm not if I have to order it to be delivered, I'm not getting a great deal. If I make it to the store, if somebody's going to the store, I'll look at the sales of that store and I'll get the sales from that store. But the way I used to shop was every week that I went to shop, I looked at all the sales and I got all the sales from all the stores that week. So I never paid full price for hardly anything. Now I am paying full price for things that we run out if they aren't on sale. Um, and when things are on sale, I am still stocking up so that hopefully I can catch the sale again. Like for example, we actually used all the baked beans in the house the first month of COVID, um, to the point that when I went to the store, I've only gone to the store twice, grocery store myself, and both times, like the second time I went to the store, I had to pick up baked beans, but they were $1 a tin, not a bad price, but not a great price. I like getting it went 75 cents. I picked up 2 tins because I'm like, I still want it in case I get a hankering for baked beans. I don't want necessarily. I didn't have the right beans to make baked beans, but I had picked up some dried beans and stuff that I can make it without making a big batch and then have to freeze it or can it or eat it. Because not my whole family is big baked bean people. I usually prefer to buy it when it's on sale, and I'll usually buy 5 or 6 tins and put on the shelf, and it's there for 6 months. And but so that was one thing I was like, of all the planning and the stocking of my pantry and stuff, I run out of baked beans. Other things, not a big deal, but so how are the stores are getting much better stocked. They do have limits on paper products. Lysol and Purell and gloves and masks are hard to find anywhere, and if they are found, like Costco will have them. They'll get shipments of them every few days, but then they're gone by the end of the day. So they're not always available. So you get when you can. We're doing pretty good. I ordered a big thing of the Purell stuff from a local distillery, a 4-liter jug so that we can refill our bottles that we need, and I won't have to look for it. So by the next time I do go to Costco, or that if it's there, I'll pick it up, but I don't need to have it. So, um, no one in my family or my immediate family has been sick with this. And we hope to not get sick with this, or at least not until there's a vaccine or more treatments available. We are trying to keep as healthy as possible, eating as much fresh fruits and vegetables as possible, getting daily sunlight, getting some vitamin D, and just kind of staying away from people. But I'm an introvert extrovert, so I'm a bit extroverted, and that so I miss people. I miss other people than my family because my family, we get on each other's nerves a bit, but we love each other. So, hey, CR, how's it going? How's the weather where you are? It's about 20 degrees Celsius here. Well, not right now. Maybe it's about down to maybe 10 or 15 since the sun is starting to set. Warm. Yes, well we have the air conditioning on. We've had it on for the past 3 weeks. A couple times we've turned it off, but we had it up to 40 degrees 3 weeks ago. We had a week of all 30s. We had a heat wave, which has never happens, and then it went all cool. But yeah, no. Earlier I was just talking about um, what we've been doing and stuff like that, and trying to stay safe and healthy. Hopefully, everybody in your household and in your area is as safe and healthy as possible. Oh yes, so I bought some green onions, and I'm re-sprouting them in like with water, and then I'm going to plant them in the ground to come back. My chives. Okay, I have some chives, garlic chives. I think they're going growing through my patio stones. Like I have my garden here, like my garden's here, and then I have these patio stones, bricks, and they're growing through there. And I'm like, ah. So every once in a while, I'm just cutting them. But my strawberries came back, and most of my asparagus came back. I've had one serving of asparagus um, from it. So next year, because they're all now, some of mine were stalks and just a bit of the ferny stuff, and then most of them were ferny stuff. So I have them in a pot now. Awesome. Yes, I'm going to be doing some more pots in my front driveway because I don't get a lot of sun in the back. Like where my garden is in the back, it's where the sun is until noon, and then it's in the shade. But in my front yard, my in my driveway, I got a lot of sun in my driveway. In my yard where my flowers are growing, I planted a couple of strawberry plants there and a couple of rhubarb plants amongst my flowers. Yes, well, last year, our strawberry plants, I bought some, and we got about a dozen or so strawberries off these plants because the silly squirrels or chipmunks kept on eating them just before we got to them. So this year, since we're at home, we'll hopefully catch them before the squirrels do. I have some pepper plants. I planted lots of basil. I still have some plants I have to put into the actual pots or the ground. Um, I have seeds I still have to plant. I ordered off seeds, some garlic seeds and some strawberry seeds, and well, some sedum, little sedum seeds. But we'll see how those go. Two of them have come in, my strawberry seeds. Are they here? Oh yeah, I got them. Yeah, strawberry seeds. See, I don't know how we'll grow them, but Do, do, do. They're itty bitty. I got them off Walmart.ca, but it took like 2.5 months to get here. It's either Amazon or Walmart. Yes, everything is green. The apple blossoms, the crabapple blossoms have gone through. Lilacs have gone through. Soon it's strawberry season. Not necessarily for my strawberries, because I think mine that I got are supposed to make strawberries later on in the summer. But I'm hoping that I'm going to actually email my friend whose son works at Richmond Nursery, which has all the strawberries. If when the strawberry seasons come out, if she can get me a big, huge flat of strawberries and just drop them off, and then we can make jam, because that's one thing we do like. We do like strawberry jam in this house. Yeah, I don't know about that. I haven't gone walking around. Like in my area, a lot of houses 2 streets over have apple trees in their yard. Um, so I haven't noticed if they've started blossoming. But I know our cedars hedges are dropping their little buds all over, and same with our maple have done that already. So I'm just hoping that our we I hope we get rain. Like we were supposed to get rain today, but it didn't happen. It just went cloudy for a bit in the morning. But I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Hey Google, is it supposed to rain tomorrow? So it'll rain smack dab in the middle of the day. One of the nicest things to see the white flowers and green leaves together. Yes. Yeah, seeing the flowers on the trees and the buds and the stuff. It does make things nice. And they smell nice too. But well, anyways, I should get going. Because I have to finish putting stuff away. But I will try and pop in again more regularly. As I was saying, I've just been out of sorts, and I still have a bunch of stuff that I've recorded. I haven't edited. Just life has it hasn't really been busy, but it's been kind of blah. So it's been like finding the energy to do stuff has been lacking. So I need to get that spark again and do things. I'm missing people. I'm missing you guys. I'm missing people in my neighborhood. I'm missing my friends. I mean, I talk with them on Facebook and stuff like that, but it's not the same. But have a great day. You take care. And maybe I'll do a coffee live stream or something Thursday or so. I'm thinking of her. Thursday or Friday. I'm there in spirit with you. Okay, you too, and I'm in spirit with you to create too. Bye.